friends, what's going on everybody? My name's Kai, welcome to the channel. Consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 1,500 by the end of the summer. So everybody, today is going really well. I'm feeling a lot better than I did yesterday. Yesterday was an absolute wash of a day. I got so lost, I got driven to a different city. So ridiculous. Either way, today what I'd like to do for you guys is I'm in the historical district of Kyoto. So the area that I'm in is hundreds of years old. There's absolutely really cool buildings here. The streets are very cool. So what I'm going to do in this video is we're going to go on an entire tour of the Backstreets of the Gion district here. We're gonna go for a full tour of it during the day, and then we're gonna go get some food. We're gonna go get some cheap yakiniku. We're not gonna get ripped off this time. We're just gonna go get a set plate at a Quick Tasty Value. And then after that, I'm gonna do another walkthrough of this area, but at nighttime, because this place is very, very different at night, you know, when there's nobody around. Lots of cats walk around, and it's just got a really spooky vibe at nighttime. So, at the end of each video, we're going to go to the temple, you know. So it's going to be a fun video. It's going to be much more positive than my last video. I'm in a much better mood. My ridiculous sunburn is starting to heal, but I need to go to the pharmacy to get something to put on there, some aloe or something, because it's just awful. Yesterday I sat with an ice pack on my head, and within, I don't know, 5-10 minutes the ice pack was warm because my head was radiating such amounts of heat. So guys, let's start the tour. We are going to start by walking down here and then going through the back streets, and then we're going to end at the temple, and then we're going to go get food, and then tonight do the same thing, except no food later tonight. But tonight 100% I am filming 5 different episodes of Japanese cooking. So look out for that on the channel coming up. And if you haven't seen it yet, this video will be posted probably a week after I've done this short, but I found a ultra spicy soda here in Japan. It's like made with 12 different kinds of hot peppers. So I tried that, and it's super hot. So check out my shorts. They're in there. Check out my shorts, guys. All right, guys, let's get going. We're gonna have fun. All right, everyone. So this is a historical area. My hotel is right here. Best hotel that I've stayed at during my entire stay. Let's get on with it. You can see how beautiful the buildings are here. Most of these are houses. There's a few businesses scattered around, but most of them are houses where people live. This looks like a very fancy kind of store. I wonder what they sell here. Oh, they sell chocolates. We'll take a walk down there, but first I want to show you some of this stuff. Here, let's check it out down here. One thing that I found out recently, on a YouTube channel, is a lot of the foyers or entranceways to Japanese houses are very much public spaces. So people will just enter them, you know. I don't mean like strangers, but I mean like postmen, delivery men. They'll just kind of like walk into the front door and wait for you there. Now, that YouTube video might be wrong, but it just shows how little crime there is here. Now, don't get me wrong, there is crime in Japan, but it's significantly lower than most modern places. So let's go down here. For example, last night, when I was finished with my meal and once I got home, I went for a walk up the mountain in basically in the middle of the night, and I had no worries whatsoever. I couldn't film, unfortunately, because as you saw in my last video, I didn't pick up a flashlight because the flashlights, they just looked way too cheap. So I ended up having to use my phone's flashlight, and it was pitch black. It was basically pitch black, and it was really spooky too because there's lots of statues, you know. So you'll be walking, and your camera phone flashlight is not very strong, right? So you would look up and you'd look around, and then you'd see the silhouette of a statue, and you would think it's a human. So I got spooked very many times while I was doing that. But it was fun. It was fun. I went up with the intention on filming another ghost, Let's Catch a Ghost episode, but it was just too dark. It was just too dark. I couldn't catch anything. My camera wouldn't focus on anything. All right, there's a Family Mart there. There's a big Tory gate here. Let's continue. I want you guys to see what I see while I'm down here. This looks like it's some kind of a resort. Oh wow, look at the foliage here. Wow. Very beautiful. So I was feeling down today. The start of the day was pretty rough. My travel partner, she's sick today, which really sucks, you know. She's only here, I live here, right? So it's not a big deal, really. If I have a sick day or if I have a mental health day, it's not really a big deal because I've always got the next day. But she's only here for 2 weeks, and being sick for one of the days just must really suck. So heart goes out to her. Rebecca, if you're watching, I really hope that at this point you feel better. I mean, this video will probably be released a week or two after you, yeah, feel better, buddy. It just goes to show you, though, how wonderful it is traveling on your own, you know, because when you travel on your own, you don't need to rely on anybody feeling sick or feeling good or feeling bad or wanting to do things. A lot of people have messaged me or commented about how I'm brave to travel alone. I don't really think I'm brave to travel alone. I think that traveling alone is something that everybody should do, you know, because it's more about getting over yourself and not relying on other people to make you happy, right? So if you can have fun with yourself, then I just think that's wonderful, you know? In my sobriety, getting sober and everything, I've realized how important it is to be comfortable with yourself. It's one of the most important things. Ooh, a drone. It's one of the most important things that you can do, right? Because it truly is, how do I say it? How do I put it? Basically, for my entire life, I've always relied on other people to make me happy, especially relationships. Whenever I used to be single, I used to be really down on myself. I always thought that I was a loser and I wasn't worthy of a relationship, or I was ugly, or just things like that, you know? But ever since I left my abusive relationship, I feel great. I feel like I'm in control. There's a really special girl here in Japan. Her name's Megumi, Megumi. She's very, very special to me. And she, I believe she likes me, you know, I believe she's into me. and we talk all the time, and it's really shown me that, you know, I am a good person, and I do have qualities that are attractive. So I'm really proud of myself for that. Especially, you know, being in a foreign country, having a girl here who appreciates me in a foreign country is, well, it's foreign to me, but I like it a lot. She's a very sweet girl. Megumi, if you're watching this video, I just want to say thanks. You're so wonderful, and you've really taught me a lot about myself. You've given me a lot of confidence in myself too, so I appreciate it big time. Okay, so we're walking, we're having a good time. We're gonna get to a back street where I've never actually walked down. Now, you're not necessarily allowed to film on these streets, but I think that it's more about not doing photo shoots on this street, because this street is very famous for people renting kimonos and doing photo shoots. So because the streets are so small, if you're clogging up the streets with photo shoots, then it's just not good. But I really don't think that if I quietly walk with my camera at like my hip, I really don't think that that's too big of a deal. If somebody says something, obviously I'll turn my camera off, but they're not hiding anything back here. It's just, people live here too, right? So they don't want people bugging them. But let's go down here. See, these people are taking pictures, not a big deal. Walk through here. Now again, guys, this is a very, very old district of Japan. Very old, hundreds of years old. Sorry. Sumimasen.
Thank you.
Look at these little torii gates. But you can see how absolutely beautiful it is back here. I would love to live in a place like this. Look how beautiful it is back here. It's so peaceful. If you were somebody who prides yourself on being like a very chill person, this would be a perfect spot for you to live. You can hear all of the bugs. I love that sound. I wonder how expensive it would be to live here, like to have a house in one of these areas. Very beautiful. You know what, though? I was just thinking, during the winter, when this place gets a lot of snow, it must be very frustrating. Alright, so right now, we're getting to a place where samurai used to train. From what I've been told, I'll show you the area. But from what I've been told, in this little square coming up here, samurai used to train here. So this is a very famous area. I'll go up here. You can hear how loud the bugs are here. Very beautiful. Does this vending machine take Passmo cards? No, it doesn't. Shoot. Damn it, I need a water. I'm thirsty as it gets. Look how beautiful it is here. Now, in this area, there are wild monkeys. I haven't personally seen a wild monkey here, but I know that there are warning signs for them. This is the area that I was talking about. Samurai used to train here and hold exhibitions here hundreds of years ago. Very cool. So here's a big staircase. Here, let's go up here, because there's another staircase that I'd like to show you. But this is just stunningly beautiful. There's a huge Shiva statue up here, and it's just absolutely massive, and at nighttime it's super creepy. There it is. So there's the Shiva statue. Huge. And last night I went for a walk up to there, up to that graveyard up there. Very spooky. But you know what? Since I've been here, the bugs haven't been very bad. I was really expecting there to be just a ton of mosquitoes and maybe black flies, but no, there's really not much of that this summer here. Look how big that is. Very cool. Looking over the mountain and everything. Very cool. Oh, I tripped there. Okay, so here's a big bell. This almost looks like a Skyrim booby trap. Very cool. Again, hundreds of years old. Very, very cool. Alright. It's a very cool temple here. Let's check this out. So these, what people do is they write like wishes on here, and they hang them up, and hopefully their wishes will come true. I've been making several wishes myself. I'm hoping that a future relationship works out. I'm really praying for my sister a lot, because she's going through a breakup, and that just sucks for everyone, you know. So Sarah, if you're watching this, know that I love you, and that I've been thinking about you. And even though your big brother is on the other side of the world, I still love you and I still adore you. Here's a cow. Big Bess. All right. So, let's go down this incredibly beautiful staircase. Now, I did a ghost hunting show here. I've decided that I'm going to be releasing my ghost hunting show in October because October is a spooky month. So we're going to do it in October, but something very, very strange happened while I was here. Absolutely strange. This is definitely one of my favorite places, and at nighttime, this place is very cool. But see, even in a place like this, where it's damp and it's hot, you know, there's no mosquitoes. If this kind of thing was in Canada, you would get eaten alive by mosquitoes. Good Lord. So we'll keep going. This is all one continuous long shot. I hope that you guys enjoy this kind of content. Let's take a look at what it looks like going up. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. You know what? I'm going to turn the camera off for just a second, and I'm going to take a thumbnail picture, and I will get right back to you. Oh, this film has been going on so long that my gimbal died. Hold on. All right, everybody, let's continue on. I'm just passing what looks like, maybe it's a restaurant or something, but it looks beautiful. So let's head in there and see what it's all about. Oh, sugoi. Very beautiful back here. There's a coffee shop down here, a little dessert shop. Oh, photography's not allowed. Okay. I'll get out of here then. Shoot. Okay. Can you guys guess what that is? Can you guess? It's an ice crushing machine for snow cones. I love snow cones. They're one of my favorite summertime snacks. Oh, I have a quick question for you guys. So as I said, I have decided that I'm going to go back to Canada, just for maybe 3 or 4 months. I think I might go back to Canada to spend Christmas with my family. But while I'm there, I'm going to be getting more help for my mental health. But there's a big carnival that comes to my city, and I was wondering if you guys would like to see that. It's a really typical run-of-the-mill carnival, but I think it might be fun. There is still something that I have to do on this trip, and that is I have to go on a roller coaster while I'm here, because while I got over my fear of heights, I still have nightmares about being stuck on a roller coaster. So I feel like if I get on a roller coaster willingly and just experience it, maybe ride it over and over again for like a half an hour, maybe I'll get over that fear. But I gotta tell you, not having my fear of heights has really helped me with my nightmares. I still have nightmares every night. It's a really unfortunate thing, and I don't want to be like a big complainy pants, you know. But it's really bad. It's really bad, you know. I have PTSD from my experience in the hospital dealing with my cancer. I had some horrific things happen to me while I was dealing with my cancer. For example, I'll give you two examples of awful things that I dealt with during my cancer. One night, I had been bedridden at this point for about 8 days. And I was so sick of just lying in bed because I was so restless, I was so anxious. I just needed to do something as simple as get up and walk around the ward. You know, I didn't even need to walk far, but I needed to walk around the ward. And the doctor said, "No, Kyle, you're too weak to walk right now. You're too weak." And I was like, you know what? Once this doctor goes away, once the nurse does her rounds, right? Because there was probably about 40 people in the unit that I was in, because I was in Princess Margaret Hospital in Canada, which is Canada's premier cancer hospital. And basically, once the nurse checked on me, I wouldn't see her again for probably an hour and a half. So right after the nurse checked on me, I decided, you know what? I'm gonna gain all of my power, and I'm gonna stand up out of my bed, and I'm gonna go just for a simple walk. And right when the nurse left, that's exactly what I did. But I was hooked up to so many different things, you know, like I was hooked up to two different IV stands. Not only that, but I called it a grenade, but it was basically like a little pump that went on the side of my, on the side of my ribs, because when I had my cancer, I had bone cancer, right? So I had my entire orbital bone was destroyed by the cancer. So what they did was they took a big piece of my shoulder out, and they carved that piece of shoulder into an orbital bone. So not only was I recovering from like a big surgery on my face, but I also had essentially a broken shoulder as well. And they hooked up this, it was basically like a bag that collected blood that was like leaking out of me, you know? So basically, long story short, I was hooked up to a lot of things, but worst of all, I was also hooked up to a catheter. And right when I stepped out of my bed, I stood on the catheter tube, and I stood up, and it got pulled out like halfway, and it was easily one of the most painful things that I've ever experienced in my life. Because if you guys don't know, when they put a catheter tube into your dick, there's like a little balloon on the end of it that they blow up, right? So pulling that through your urethra, oh my God. So that was something horrific that happened to me. And I have nightmares about stuff like that. I have nightmares about being connected to IV bags, to catheter bags, colonoscopy bags. I have nightmares about that. But not only that, but in my nightmares, they're always being pulled out of me, you know? So that's just awful. Oh, by the way, here's a temple. Here's a beautiful temple. It looks like it's pretty busy right now. So when I come back later tonight, you'll see how peaceful it is when there's nobody around. Another horrific thing that happened to me was because I was so bored, and you know, I was on a lot of drugs too, you know, because of the severity of the surgery that I went through. I was very sedated. I was very drowsy. I wasn't myself at all. And one night I got out of my bed and I just started wandering around the hospital. And this was at like maybe 2 or 3 in the morning, when there's not really anybody around. And I actually walked out of my ward, which was on the 9th floor. I walked out of my ward, and I ended up going down to like the basement floor. And the thing is, in Toronto, where I live, the hospitals, they're all connected by underground tunnels, because in the hospital district, you know, there's a general hospital, and there's a cancer hospital, and there's a children's hospital, and there's a Jewish hospital too. So all of those hospitals are all connected by underground tunnels. So I ended up walking from my hospital. I went to the underground. I walked to a different hospital, and then I ended up walking out onto the street and standing at a street corner. Now, I don't really remember this too well, but I do know for a fact that I ended up walking right out of the hospital, and a passerby who was, I guess, just walking around the street at night saw me on the corner and brought me back to the hospital. So I know that that happened because I was told by the doctors, and I got in a little bit of trouble for it too, you know, because I shouldn't be doing that kind of stuff. So that was very scary for me because, you know, I could have just wandered away. I do sleepwalk, so I've had bad experiences where, for example, one time when I was living with my girlfriend, I sleptwalked out of my house onto the main street of my city, completely naked. And I don't know what I was doing out there. I don't know how long I was out there because I was sleepwalking. But I'll tell you this much: when I ended up coming back to the, my room, right when I went to open the door and I felt that the door was locked, I instantly woke up and I started freaking out big time because I don't know what's happened. I'm completely naked. And I didn't have my phone on me. I didn't know what to do. So, and I completely forgot that my girlfriend was living with me at the time. So I thought that I've completely locked myself out of the house. So, I ended up banging on my neighbor's door, and my neighbor had just moved in, maybe a week prior to that. So I bang on his door, and he says, "Hello, who is it?" And I say, "Listen, this is your neighbor, but before you open the door, I'm completely naked. I've sleptwalked out of my house, and I don't know what to do. I don't know how to contact the building manager." So that was how I met my neighbor one time. So that's scary. So I really got to look out for sleepwalking, because I can sleepwalk right out of the house. So that's scary. Another thing that happened while I was there was, I believe that I have told this story on the channel before, but this was a time where there's only been 2 or 3 times in my life where I truly thought that I was about to die, you know? One of those came with one of my suicide attempts, and the other one came with this story. So when I had cancer, not only did the cancer destroy my orbital bone, but it also destroyed the very top left side of my jaw. So when I had the surgery, they had to replace my jaw, they had to replace a whole bunch of stuff. And basically what they had done is they had removed my palate from the top of my mouth during the surgery, and they had to put a new one in. And the way that they do that is essentially with glue, you know, a special medical glue, but they essentially glue it together. And I was told right when I woke up that I would not be able to drink water for a week. I had to get all of my water done intravenously. So I was not happy about this. And I gotta tell you guys, normally if you go 3 days without water, you die, right? But because I was getting it intravenously, I was okay. But that did not mean that my throat and my mouth was the driest that it's ever been, ever. And I'm telling you guys, it was so dry that it's something that only the dead would experience. Because as I said, if you go more than 3 days without drinking water, you die. I went 7 days without drinking water down my throat, and my mouth was so dry, and I had a feeding tube in. And one day my feeding tube got stuck, completely stuck to the side of my esophagus, and it was absolutely awful. I was essentially choking on it. And they gave me like a dentist wand, like a suction wand, that I constantly had to keep in my mouth to get rid of any moisture. And what I was doing that entire day was I was trying to get that suction thing to stick to the feeding tube, to get it unlodged from my throat. And I spent all day doing that, literally the entire day, from the moment I woke up until the moment I went to sleep. And I was choking on it, and I couldn't communicate with the doctor because I could barely speak. This was very, very new into my surgery. And basically what I did was I walked up to the front desk, like where the staff is, and I was so beside myself that I couldn't speak, I couldn't do anything. And I wrote on a piece of paper, I'm choking, I think I'm going to die tonight. And I was freaking out. I was having one of the first panic attacks that I ever had in my life. And basically, the doctors came and they sedated me because, as I said, I was freaking out. And the next morning, right when I woke up, I threw up, but there was nothing in my stomach. But what happened was the tube for the feeding tube started to coil in my throat, and I legitimately at that point started choking on it. And what the doctor had to do was horrific. He basically came in with 2 nurses, and he said to me, Kai, this is going to hurt, like prepare for it. And the nurses held my head back on a pillow, and the doctor just straight up ripped the feeding tube out of my nose. And I don't know if you guys know this, but when you have a feeding tube for a long time, it's stitched into your nose. So not only did he rip it out of my nose and out of my throat, but it also ripped off all the stitches. So it was just absolutely awful. So I've gone through some really traumatic things, and when I have my nightmares, that's what I dream about. I dream about medical experiments being done on me. I dream about awful things like that. Another thing that's pretty crazy that I've talked about in one of my videos is, and I'm not ashamed of it anymore, but I've been raped. You know, I've been sexually assaulted, and I have horrible nightmares where I'm being sexually assaulted, and it's really scary for me. So I'm really hoping that once I get back to Canada, I can get therapy for that, and I can get better help, because my nightmares are literally debilitating. They're literally a disability that I have, and it just sucks. It just sucks so much. Either way, I'm gonna stop ranting. Now, as you can see, we are on the main street of Kyoto. This is where a lot of the shopping is done. We are now heading over to a yakiniku place where we're gonna get some dinner. That should be very delicious, and we'll have some fun. So stick with me. Thank you very much for listening to my story. It really means the world to me that you would listen. You know, I don't have many people in my life where I can confide in, but I do feel comfortable confiding in you guys, so thank you. Either way, I'm gonna flip the camera around real quick. I said I'm gonna flip the camera around real quick. Goddamn selfie stick. Flip the camera! Alright, sorry about that. Yeah, so now we're going to go to the yakiniku place. I think I'll stop by Don Quixote too, maybe find a snack or two. I've got a long travel day tomorrow. Tomorrow we are finally officially going to Nara. We're going to Nara in the morning, and then we are going to Hiroshima. So that should be very fun. I've never been to Hiroshima, and I've purposefully not really looked into what even Hiroshima looks like, because I want it to be fresh. I want it to be exciting for me. So in the next vlog that I film, we will be seeing deer, we'll be doing a lot of photography, and we're going to go to Hiroshima. And I'm sure that once we get to Hiroshima, because we have a long travel day, we'll probably just chill out that night, maybe go out for dinner and relax. But tomorrow will be a fun day, and yeah, I appreciate it. Oh, by the way, I have decided that going forward, I am going to be releasing, I think, 3 vlogs a week, because I really don't want to just bombard you guys with content. I don't want you guys to get sick of me, you know? So I'm thinking that I'll probably do it on like maybe Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I need to look at my analytics to see when the most people are online, but I'll post that on a community post, and we'll figure out the best days for me to upload. All right. I'm gonna go into Family Mart real quick, get a quick beverage, and I will be right back with you. You know what? One thing that I can tell you about my travels and like learning about like humans is I see a lot of tourists here that just look upset, you know? And I'm not saying like upset in the sense that they're sad to be in Japan. They just look like grumpy people, you know? They just look like people that just have never had fun in their life. And it kind of makes me laugh, you know? You'll see these people and they're all disheveled and they've got their huge backpack on and if you're gonna travel, guys, have fun. Like look at the good things. Like even yesterday when I was having a really bad day, I was still able to stand on the bridge and say to myself like, wow, I'm so lucky to be here. It's such a beautiful area. But you'll see people walking around, they're just, you know, and I laugh at it every time. I think that it's absolutely hilarious. Or what you'll see, one thing that I find really funny here is not necessarily in Kyoto, but definitely in Akihabara in Tokyo, is you'll get parents that are super into video games, right? And it's such a juxtaposition because, you know, in the 90s, the kids would be the one, or the 80s and the 90s, and even the 2000s, you know, video games have only become like a mainstream. It's cool to play video games in like the 2010s, you know? So what you see a lot is you see parents that are like big into anime or they're big into video game collecting, and they're walking around Akihabara and they're all happy, but their kids are like, can we do something else? And I think that's so funny because it's such a shift in do you know what I mean? It's such a shift because when I was a kid, if I would be leading the way, you know? When I was a little kid with my Nintendo 64 and my Sega Genesis, I would be leading the way. I'd be asking my parents to go to every single one of these stores, and my parents, I'm sure they would bring me, but they wouldn't be having fun, you know? But now it's like the opposite. You see the kids, they want to go to like the Disney store and the Lego store and stuff like that. They don't care about video games from the 1980s, you know? It would be like bringing your kids to like a VHS store. But I think that's really funny. Either way, guys, just a reminder, if you're coming all the way across the world to have a vacation, have fun, you know, put on a smile, and also please smile at other people. Japan, really, one thing that I can definitely say about Japan is if you come from a country where when you make eye contact with somebody, you smile at them, you'll be completely weirded out when you come to Japan, because I have only had one single girl smile back at me, and that's Megumi. So Megumi, if you're watching this video, I know you watch my videos, thank you for smiling back. That really meant the world to me, because I went for like a good 2.5 months smiling at people and them just blank facing me. So I think that might be part of their culture. I don't think people really smile at other people here, so just keep that in mind. But if you see another tourist, smile at them, don't be a dick. Alright guys, I'm gonna try and go to the candy store because I accidentally ate the candy that I got for my sister. Sorry Sarah, it was absolutely delicious. So I gotta replace that. But then we'll get over to the yakiniku place. I'm gonna go do that. If you're looking for a really cheap meal while you're here, a big cheap meal while you're here, and you're in Kyoto, come to this restaurant here. Hold on, there's a lot of people on the street. Come to this restaurant here. I'll flip the camera, but they will give you a huge bowl of ramen for about $7. And the ramen is amazing here. Definitely one of my favorite ramen places since I've been here. Let me show you what it looks like. Yeah, this is what it's called. I think it's a chain. It makes sense that it's a chain. But look, you get this huge bowl of ramen for $7, $7.40 with tax. And the bowls are huge. Like take a look at how. Hold on. Look at how big the bowls are. Oh, you can't really see, but huge amount of food. All right, let's continue on. The candy store has to be here somewhere. I'm pretty sure that it's before the. Maybe it's not. I thought it was before the bridge. All right, this big building here, it has a subway stop in it. I'm not too sure what the actual building is. It looks like it's maybe a theater, but it's absolutely stunning. I'm really glad that I decided to vlog tonight. I was really feeling down earlier, but I got a boost of encouragement, and I really enjoy vlogging. So another reason why I vlog is not just for YouTube, but for myself. I have a very, very bad memory, and my memory is just getting worse every day. And vlogging really helps me remember things. Like just the other day, I remembered that I once, when I was in Kyoto, I once rented a bike and biked all over the city. And I only remembered that yesterday. And that was something that I only did maybe a month and a half ago. So yeah, it's scary. It's scary to not have a good memory when you're 32 years old. Either way, I'm gonna get going until I find something fun. This is easily one of my favorite places in Kyoto. Can't really see too well. There's a lot of people. I don't want to hit them with my camera. Okay, good. I got a little break here. So, right here is a big river. And it looks really dark on camera, but it's just absolutely beautiful. And you see people chilling out down there. During the day, if you look in the river, you can see some pretty damn big fish in there too. I'm talking like 2.5 feet long. Big fish. And the water's only maybe 2 feet deep. It's not very, you could easily walk across it. Like it's not a deep lake. Okay, so now we are getting into the very beautiful lit up area. Very nice. We're gonna have some fun. Yeah, I'm confused at where this candy store is though. I was certain that it was before the bridge. But I'm on the right street, so it's not like I can walk past it without seeing it. It's a quite substantial place. Oh, I don't know if I showed you guys in my last vlog, but check out my sunburn. Look at that. It's like a hat. It's like I can't even shave my head right now because my head is so fucking irritated from a sunburn. But look at that. Is that not nuts? That's one of the worst sunburns I've ever had on my head. You know, that's absolutely awful. And you know what's crazy too is I haven't gotten sunburnt on this trip. Like, it's 38 degrees out and I haven't gotten sunburnt except this. Good Lord. All right, I'm gonna get going. Remember, McDonald's in Kyoto, McDonald's is ludicrously cheap. A Big Mac meal with strawberry milkshake, $6.50. That is nuts. Back in Canada, you can't even get a Big Mac for $6.50, let alone an entire meal. Either way, I gotta put my bandana on. I don't want to look like I have a yarmulke on walking around here. I'll talk to you guys soon. In this store, Gion, you can buy still on the shelf Nintendo DS games. In a big retail store, Nintendo DS games. Not Nintendo 3DS games, which would still also be very surprising, but Nintendo DS games. That is nuts. That is just crazy. I can't believe that you can buy such an old product brand new in these stores. This is a really nice area of Kyoto. You know what? I think the candy store might just be right on this block. I might be wrong, but I think... You know what time is it? Alright, yeah, I'm gonna go there just in case. Because I need to replace that for my sister. Yeah, so this is downtown Kyoto, guys. Definitely not as big as Tokyo, but substantially bigger than a lot of cities I've ever been in. It's gonna be, hold on, I'll flip the camera around. You know, it's gonna be so weird going back to Toronto, Ontario, Canada, because that city is not beautiful. That city is, I mean, I might be biased because I've lived there my whole life, but it's not a beautiful city, you know? There's not big, other than Queen's Park, and Queen's Park isn't even that nice, but there's not really much to see. There's a lot of ghettos. That's something that you really don't see in Japan, at least in these major cities. However, when I go to Osaka, I am staying in a ghetto. I'm staying in Osaka's biggest slum. So that's going to be strange, to say the least. Strange, to say the least. But I'm going to give back to the community. I'm going to donate some food, so that'll be good. But yeah, when you're in Toronto, a lot of it is slummy. A lot of it is slummy. So I don't know. I don't feel like, for example, with my vlogging, I would not feel safe vlogging in Toronto. I wouldn't feel safe doing night photography in Toronto. I wouldn't feel safe doing a lot of those kind of things because I wouldn't want to get robbed. And that's a real possibility down there. I know a lot of people think that Canada is an incredibly safe place, but I mean, it can be, but I wouldn't trust in Toronto. I grew up in a place called Etobicoke, and when I grew up, there was bars on our windows, you know, and we would hear gunshots at night, and my Oma would just say, "Oh, Kyle, stop worrying about it." And I would think to myself, like, okay, like, I didn't know that they were gunshots. I just thought that they were loud noises, so, but it was scary. And now that my Oma has passed away, I don't think that I'll ever go back to where I grew up, like, ever again in my life. I'm just not comfortable with it. Where the hell is this candy store? I must have already passed it without paying attention. I must have. Yeah, I must have passed it, which is such an annoyance because I need to get, I only have one day here left, and I can't not get my sister that candy because I already told her that I got it, and then yesterday I ate it. So I have to replace it, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I'll have to Googly it and then go tomorrow on my way out. All right, yeah, that sounds fine. So I'm gonna go to the restaurant now, and I'll talk to you when I get there. Hey guys, okay, so I haven't eaten a thing today, very hungry. I found this yakiniku place, and for a standard, it's all you can eat for 100 minutes. That's an hour and 40 minutes. So, I'm gonna do that, you know, 24 bucks, all you can eat for 100 minutes. I'm thinking that's good because I'm hungry. I'm probably gonna end up spending $20 to $25 at the other restaurant anyway. So let's do that. And I've never been to this restaurant, so let's try it out. I'm really not looking forward to looking at my visa because my eating, I've completely relapsed with my eating disorder. But yeah, let's go in here and have fun. Okay, so it's very busy in here, and I had to make a reservation. So I've got some time to kill. But that looks good. I mean, all you can eat for 100 bucks, not 100 bucks, for 24 bucks, 100 minutes for 24 bucks. That's fine. My reservation is in about 40 minutes. So I have to go to not Akihabara. I have to go to the Don Quixote here anyway. So I'll go do some quick shopping. I want to get some food from the Shinkansen, and then I'll just come back. Sounds good? Looking forward to it. All right. Yeah, because I would have spent. Yeah, that's good price. Good price. Okay. I'm gonna go to Don Quixote. I'm gonna get a couple more of those poppin' cookin' meals. I'm gonna redo one of the videos that I did with the hamburger, and we'll see if there's anything else exciting in there. I'm also thinking, what do you guys think? I'm thinking about stretching my ear a little bit more. Mind you, it's so funny because this ear is so much bigger than my right ear. Look how small my right ear is. It's so tiny. Compared to my left ear. Look how small it is. And the earlobe, it's so tiny. And then here I've got a spacer in, so I don't know. When I was young, I was really into tattoos. That's why I'm covered in tattoos. But the thing is, I haven't gotten a new tattoo in over 10 years. I don't know why. I think it's just because they're expensive. I'm thinking though about getting, a neck tattoo, but I'm only going to do that after I secure, like, the thing is, in Japan, tattoos are still frowned upon, and if I do move here permanently, what the business I plan on getting into is hospitality. I think that I would make a great English-speaking concierge for a hotel. I would like to work in like a fancy hotel being a concierge for English guests. I think I'd be really good at that because I'm very sociable, you know? So I'm thinking about doing that. But if I do that, I can't have a neck tattoo. But either way, I'll figure it out. I plan on getting more tattoos, but I just can't afford them. And I feel like tattoos are on you for the rest of your life. So it's no rush, you know? You never need to rush to get a tattoo because it'll be with you forever. Either way, I'm gonna go in Don Quixote. Let's go have fun. Okay guys, check it out. They've got a ton of these. So, I'm gonna redo the hamburger one. But from what I remember, the hamburger was awful. But I don't think I did the video very well, so I'm gonna get that. And I'm also going to redo this one. I've never done this. I think I did this maybe a year ago, but again, I want to make it really good. So that's gonna be it for that. But let's see what else they've got here. They've got a lot. See, this is what I was talking about. Sorry guys, my camera got cut off. What I was saying is, you see these in the arcades a lot, and you'll see people dump like $15, $20 into winning them, but you can just come to Don Quixote and buy them for $3.50. So I don't really understand the food vending, the food crane games and stuff, because you can just buy the stuff. What's this weird stuff up here? Ooh, I'm gonna get this too. That'll be good for the channel. Check these out. This is very strange. These are just little crabs. Like, are you supposed to just eat these? Like, just as is? With the whole shell and everything? Very confusing to me. I'm not gonna get it because I can't imagine that that's very good at all. I mean, I love crab, but it just seems weird. Like, look at this. They're full crabs. They're full crabs in there. Very strange. Very strange. All right. I think that's all I'm gonna get. I am on a budget, so I gotta worry about that. Either way, I'll talk to you guys soon. Hey guys, so I'm at the restaurant now, and you won't believe what they have here. They have robot waiters. Robot waiters that bring you your food. So, look at this. This robot here is bringing food to these people, and then it'll drive away. It even says thank you, look. Oh, there it goes. Let me flip the camera. It's a robot waiter. That's amazing. Very cool. All right, guys, so I'm at this all-you-can-eat restaurant. It's $25, and I can order as much steak, corn and rice as I want for 100 minutes. Very cool, very cool. Also, that robot is ridiculous. There's a robot that comes and delivers your food. That's so cool. So cool. Anyway, talk to you soon. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is the best meal that I've had since I've been in Japan. Easily the best meal I've had. I've had like 5 different kinds of steak, and I still have 40 minutes left of all you can eat. Very good, very good. I'm really glad I came out tonight. All right, so I'm gonna continue eating, but I just realized my phone's at 5%. So I'm gonna get going, but tonight we're gonna go on a walk through the Backstreets. So you saw what it looks like during the day, but it's much different at night. There's ghosts and spooky things out at night. So stick with me. We're gonna have fun. Hopefully we'll see a bunch of cats, but we'll go on a night adventure. Here comes the robot ready to deliver food. Just ridiculously cool. And it'll say thank you to you. And then it'll just go back to work. Goodbye, robot. So cool. Oh, good Lord. That food was so good. Big belly. That food was so good. Okay, so I had three skirt steaks, and big skirt steaks too. And then I had beef ribs, I had beef shoulder, I had beef tongue. I tried that again. I still don't like it very much. It's got a very, like, seafoody kind of taste. I don't know how to explain it, but it doesn't taste savory like meat does. I don't know. But guys, I must have eaten 2.5 pounds of meat just now. Like, so much. And great price. You know, the whole thing was $25 plus $3 for unlimited drinks. I mean, unlimited like refills on Coke and coffee and stuff like that. They have this stuff called melon soda down here, and it's green and it's so good. It's made by Fanta, and I've never seen it anywhere else. But yeah, it was an amazing dinner. It's gonna have to be one of my last big dinners. I'm really running out of money here. But it was really good. My phone is at like 1%. So I'm just in the back streets of Kyoto right now. I'm gonna head back to the hotel, and then I'm gonna charge up my phone. I just wanna give a special shout out to somebody who's very special to me. Megumi, if you're watching this, you're very special to me. And I just wanna let the whole world know about that. Either way, I'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah, I gotta get back to the hotel, but I'm in a great mood. I got to talk to the girl I like. I got to eat delicious food. Tonight's turning out to be a very, very nice night. All right, talk to you soon. Look at this ridiculously beautiful place. This is that theater that I was showing you before. I think it's a theater. I'm 99% sure it's a theater. Look how beautiful it is. Just stunning. I love Kyoto. I could permanently live in Kyoto. It's much more chill than Tokyo. I love Tokyo, don't get me wrong, but it's a different kind of atmosphere. Tokyo is the kind of place where I think you would want to visit, and Kyoto is the kind of place where I think you would want to live. Either way, I'm getting back to the hotel. Don't worry though, this is going to be probably my longest vlog ever, because we are going on a full night tour. We're going to go through the back streets, and we're going to go to the temple. It's going to be just wonderful. I'll probably be up all night tonight, because I've got a lot of work to do. But guys, I'll see you when I get to the hotel.